I gotta tell you, it's been a great friggin' weekend for horror movies. Yesterday I did Corporate Animals, and now this movie, Bloodline. Both movies I knew nothing about. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So yeah, this movie is kind of along the same lines to me as Corporate Animals. Now they're nothing alike, but what I was getting at is I knew nothing about this movie. Now I did know about it, but I just, sometimes I dive too far into some movies before they even come out. I think, but it's hard for me too because I get you guys sending me trailers and sometimes I get producers and directors sending me trailers to watch and talk about and stuff like that. But I find it a lot of times it's just better if you know nothing about a movie going into it, and then it's like a total surprise to you. Like I had seen pictures of this movie, and going through Bloody Disgusting and a few other sites that I follow, there was talk about it, but I never read any of the articles. But anyways, this movie came up on Friday, and I rented it and watched it, and I thought the same thing as I thought with Corporate Animals. I thought, well, whatever. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be really shitty, and whatever. It is what it is, right? So, and Corporate Animals blew me out of the water. If you haven't seen that movie, make sure you go see it. I have a review I just put up yesterday on it. Loved it. And the same goes for this movie, fucking Bloodline. This movie was awesome. I was sucked into this flick from like the first 2 minutes. Like it's just incredible. I just couldn't. I say this before. I've said this before. I usually judge movies on how often I go to my phone and try and squeeze a couple games of Clash Royale in there while the movie's going. But I'll tell you, man, this movie had me from the opening frame. I did not take my eyes off the screen. It was incredible. It's by director Henry Jacobson. Now, I don't know a ton about this guy. I think this is his first full-length movie. I do know he has a couple short films out there, but I believe this is his first big movie. But I'll tell you, man, Sean William Scott is he is the everything in this movie, man, and he is fucking incredible. Like, I like him as an actor, but and again, this is just my personal take. He doesn't get the praise that he normally gets just because a lot of the movies he was in, like he was in Goon and Goon 2, which are fantastic movies, but they're just like silly comedy movies. You know what I mean? And then what else? American Pie, a fantastic movie, but a lot of the roles he gets notable, are known for are his comedic roles. Not in this fucking movie. Holy shit, man. I tell you, man, like, I don't want to give too much away in this movie. I am going to talk a little bit about it. But, I mean, when you first see him, he can pull the look of a fucking psychopath off like no other. Like, he is incredible, man. He has got that stone cold stare. It's awesome, man. Like, I don't know. I love him in this role, and he was fucking fantastic. And then really, like, there's other cast, like students and stuff, because he's a social worker at a high school. But I mean, there's his wife, played by Marella Garija, and then Dale Dickey, who is like an actress. Like, everybody knows who she is. And then really the only other big name is Raymond Alexander Cham, Kevin Carroll, who plays the detective Overstreet. And those are the main characters. And then Raymond Alexander, who plays Chris, he has a role in this too. And then the rest are just kind of like background characters. But anyways, long story short, Sean William Scott plays Evan, social worker, just has a baby. And he's a social worker at this high school, and he's been dealing with these kids. He sees them individually, but they have abusive fathers or uncles or whatever, or have been in abusive, type family situations. And he deals with them. You know what I mean? And it's fucking crazy, man. Like, I don't want to say too much, but the first act, when he's dealing with these dads, you're almost like you're cheering him. It's like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, this is what these assholes fucking need to be done to them. In some cases, that might be a bit extreme, you know what I mean? But I mean, in some cases, man, to what some of these dads do and uncles and stuff, I mean, whatever, they get their just deserves. I'll tell you that much. But and then in the second act, you start to have this feeling that, well, maybe he crossed the line a little too much in this one case anyways, do you know what I mean? And then the questions start coming up, do you know what I mean? And then also too, you know, again, trying not to say too much. You can see a little bit in the trailer, but you know, the people start to kind of get onto him a little bit as to what he's doing. So that's the second act. You know, you kind of change your tone a little bit, thinking, well, maybe he, you know, maybe he's just doing this because he likes doing it. Do you know what I mean? And he took this one situation a little too over the top without giving the guy a chance. But, you know, then the third act, I don't want to say anything about the third act. Just watch it. And, I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, it's just how family bonds together. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say anything because I want it to be a mystery. And if you haven't watched the trailer for this movie, don't watch it. Just take my opinion. Don't watch it. Don't read anything. I'm not going to say anything more about it. You know what I mean? As far as giving anything away. Just watch this movie. You will fucking love it. I mean, it's got, the kills in this movie are great. I mean, they're nothing over the top, but it shows fucking everything. And you'll know what I mean during the birth scene, okay, when it shows everything. So if you haven't had a kid before, you're in for a surprise when you see this fucking movie. But I'm telling you, watch this fucking movie because it is so damn good. Whew, okay, and it's on video on demand, so go ahead and rent it. I don't know how much it costs. I forget what I paid for it, but yeah, you definitely need to get this movie into your eyeballs. It is awesome. And Sean William Scott is highly underrated as far as a serious actor because he has got some serious acting chops. He plays this deadpan, stone cold. He can turn it on and off. You know what I mean? When he's home, he's like a family man. You know what I mean? And he's, you know, getting up in the middle of the night so the wife can sleep, and he's dealing with the crying baby, and he's trying to help, and he's there, man. And when he's with these kids, you know, he's trying to help them, and he's caring, and he's loving, and he's, you know what I mean? And then at night when he confronts these asshole fucktard dads and uncles, it's like he is like a fucking different person, man. And it's awesome. It really is how he can turn it on and off as an actor. Like no performances in this movie were cashed in, man. It was like balls to the wall, all in, and I fucking loved it, and it definitely paid off. So anyways, check it out. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend this movie. You are going to love it. And if you have seen it, please leave some comments down below and let me know what you thought of it. So I just thought it was fantastic. I mean, it's got a 6.1 on IMDb. I would give this movie like an 8, maybe even an 8.5. You know what I mean? Some may argue with me, and that's cool, but I just, you know, I knew nothing about this movie other than Sean William Scott was in it. And I kind of, in the back of my head, had doubts about it, just, you know, if he was going to be serious or not, but goddamn, he pulled it off. So anyways, Bloodline, let me know what you think, guys. And as always, stay scared.